Top of the morning to you. Okay, it's early morning. It's super cold in the kitchen, and I am ready here for another real flight day or whatever. We're just gonna get into it. But before we do, I thought I'd show you the cube again. The cube is back. And a couple of times I've gotten to this point where it's supposed to be doable. And the idea here is, as you can see here, we always go by those three. So red, green, sorry, red, blue, and white. And those are the same colors there. You've got red, green, and white, and those are the colors in there. Red, green, and yellow. And the last one, red, yellow, and blue. And those are just the mismatched corners there. And this is the step that always gets to me. I don't know why. It always messes me up. But you're supposed to be able to just finish it by doing down like that and then back up like that. And then do it one more time if it isn't in the right spot. Okay, now it's in the correct spot. So they tell you, and now that that's in the right spot, just turn like this and then do like this and then back up. And then one more time if that's not in the right spot up here. Still not in the right spot. Still not in the right spot. So there's always something that I do, I guess, which is wrong. Because the thing doesn't go back to where it's supposed to. And you're like, what? But it was supposed to. So the thing is, can you do the repetition of the move well enough that the piece that you want goes in the right spot? And clearly I must have done at least one of the moves wrong, because the thing does not go back to where it's supposed to. See that? Repeatability is what is messing with me right now. You can keep doing this algorithm endlessly, and at this point, if this cube never goes to being in the right spot, then you're done. There's no going back at that point, because the idea is you keep doing this, and then when all four of those are done by just turning, then the whole cube should be done. But in this case, as you can see here, it did not work because I must have done at least one of those turns wrong. You do one of those turns wrong, and the whole thing falls apart. It's supposed to be down, left, and then wait, it's down, left, and then back this way and up. Yeah. So I must have done at least one of those wrong. And yeah, there we are. Me not being able to accomplish this thing here. For a second there, I thought that was the right one, but it didn't. It's getting stuck. It's getting stuck. But anyway, that's beside the point. I always get to the point where I can do that over and over and over, and I can beat the cube at that point, and then it's this last algorithm that messes the whole thing up. So anyway, enough with that. So that was just the theory behind the Menace. Dennis the Menace. Anyway, speaking of Dennis the Menace, I recently watched a fun Unwaxed episode with, I think it was Sylvester Stallone's brother and some of the daughters all there in the show. Pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. Anyway, let's get back to Horizon Hobby and Real Flight Evolution. I'm going to fly a bunch of things here for you guys, crash a bunch of things. But today, the topic of the day is going to be doing the Christian thing. And does it always pay off? And is there a disconnect between office politics and doing the Christian thing? And one could argue yes, and maybe others might argue no. But I'm just going to tell you a little story of what happened to me when I was starting out in the business world. This is way before there was such a thing as remote working, to be honest, because there hadn't been a pandemic, there hadn't been anything like that, and I had just joined the workforce. So, okay, let's see if we can get in here. So I'd been at the company, and I won't mention which company it is and stuff like that because I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. But I'd been at this company for a little while, and everything was smooth, hunky-dory. It was great. I loved the people. I loved my boss. I loved everything. The only thing that I did not love so much was the fact that one of the computers that I was working on was like from the, you know, from the Middle Ages. I mean, this computer was bad. I mean, and what was wrong about it was not the computer itself. I mean, the computer was pretty fast. It did what it was supposed to do, and so on and so forth. What I really had issues with was the monitor. The monitor was just absolutely terrible, and the reason it was terrible was because you'd spend a lot of hours in front of the screen, day in, day after day after day, and the problem was it was flickering. It was flickering, and as it was flickering, it was just hurting my eyes after a while. You know, like you stare at a screen for very long hours, and when the screen keeps flickering, it just gets to you after a while. So this is where the biggest issue is. I was brought up in a very sort of Christian-y kind of environment, a little bit more on the liberal side, but still quite rigid in some ways. So I was always under the impression that best practices, you know, like don't make a fuss, don't stir the pot, don't cause issues in general. So I thought, okay, well, you know what? This thing is flickering. It is horrible. It is horrible. It is. What can I do? What can I do to make my life better at this point? You know, like I don't want to annoy my boss. Had really, as I said before, I really loved my boss and I really loved the people that I was working with. Why would I go ahead and stir the pot and tell them about the screen or anything? So what I did, and again, this is my naivete. One of my very first jobs out there in the real world, had no idea what was going on. So I went out and I bought something. I think it was just like did a quick store visit. Just went into the shop and I bought myself a new monitor. And again, I didn't buy like a top quality monitor. It was just like slightly, you know, like back in those days, the monitor that we had at the office was like a cube. It was like a cube. It wasn't like those flat screens or anything like that. It was like a cube. It was relatively big, but not huge. It was just like your typical monitor that you find whenever you go to any company. The front desk usually has a monitor like that, or at least they used to have monitors like that everywhere. So it wasn't a fancy monitor. It wasn't anything special or whatever. But it was a super flickering kind. So all I did was I went to a store, found an aftermarket or like one of those really cheap, almost unbranded kind of thing. Nobody really knew the brand or anything. It was flat. It was roughly the same size as what was in the office. And I didn't want to trouble the company. I didn't want to spend the company's money. I didn't want to trouble anybody with anything. So what I did is I brought it to the office. And of course, me being the way that I am, I like to be at the office early before, you know, things really start up. So before all the, you know, the real bosses and anybody came into the office, I just literally just went in and replaced my monitor, put the old monitor off to the side, and put my new monitor there so that I could use it for work. Well, again, this was not in America, so I did not get fired. But obviously, I did something wrong because the what do you call it? The boss's office was quite close to the thing, and the doors and everything, the walls were not really thick, so you could kind of hear what was going on in the back there. And I think that one of my bosses went in and had a talk with the main boss, and you could hear from where I was working at, that there was a little bit of an unease going on in the back end of things. And there's like I think one of the things that I heard was, oh, there's always one or something, you know, like there's always that one guy that goes and messes things up. But anyway, long story short, my little, and again, it was not a coup. It was not a coup, but you know, you're naive. You don't want to stir the pot. What I should have done, was go through management. I should have talked to my main boss and asked them to possibly put it like, you know, put it in one of the comments, the yearly comments or whatever at the end of the year, and then so that the main boss would be aware of the issue, and then the right paperwork would be addressed and all that stuff, and then it goes around in sort of like loops until the actual problem is fixed. But that was like so like long-winded, right? And me being a practical human and not wanting to stir a pot and not wanting to cause trouble and not this and that and the other, I just, you know, just went right to the to solving the problem, right? And that's the thing, right? And that goes to show you how society works and how office spaces work and all that stuff, and why people are liking the whole thing of working remotely. Is this there's very little like paperwork. There's very little stuff that you need to get to in order to get what you need to get done, and oftentimes the practical thing is just gonna, you know, anger everybody at an office. But realistically, I had solved the problem because soon after, like not even a week after, everybody was getting new monitors in the office. And again, this was not me trying to stick it to the boss or, you know, stick it to this whatever. Of course, the company had to cough up some extra dough to get this to work. And then later on, of course, I realized what kind of incredible nuisance I had been, and possibly if I'd been in America, I would have gotten canned. But you know, my boss was good and decided to keep me on regardless of this thing that I'd done. You know, he's probably thought, you know, it's just a young kid. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's probably his like first or second job. He's never been in. The guy was extremely nice to me and just kept me on. But you see, this is the difference between like working in an office or working remotely. If there's something that's bothering you as an employee, you can easily address it. If you're a remote worker, you know, if you want to be like working standing or working sitting or whatever it is, it's fine. You don't have to conform to a specific setup. Whilst if you're working at an office, you do have to conform to a specific setup. Otherwise, it's not going to end well. And again, I did this thing. I got away with it because again, I was a youngster, naive, and all that stuff. But don't go trying to do something like that, because this is one of the things that that Eli, the computer guy, describes as, you know, like as an employee, you don't want to be a disruptor, and so on and things. You know, you keep that kind of stuff out of the office. And as you can see, like for me, that wasn't even my goal. I was just trying to do the Christian thing. The Christian thing is, you know, like don't get in the way of your boss. Don't force the company to spend money that they're not needing to. So again, as a practical person, I went straight to solving the issue. And then by doing that, you know, like no good deed goes unpunished. I ended up causing more trouble than it was worth. So yeah, anyway. For those people who are just starting off and you're getting into the job field right now, don't do stuff like that. Don't just like in the military. Go through the proper channels. Follow protocols. There's a channel of command, and just go through what is supposed to be done. It may take months. It may take whatever. But don't do what I did, because although I although in the end I fixed the problem, but I caused so much mayhem to the company and stuff. And again, I always regret doing stuff like that, but I couldn't help it. It's just like I'm just a little bit different from most people, and so oftentimes I think that I'm doing something that's good, and it turns out to be something that is maybe not so good. So anyway, that was just me being me. So hopefully this little life lesson here can help you guys. Don't try to be the next JFK at your office, especially when you're first starting out. And even if you think you're doing something that is good and great for the common good of the company or whatever, make sure you ask your boss first, your closest boss in the channel of command or whatever. Ask them first to see if what you're gonna do is good, or if it's gonna backfire horribly. Don't just go out and do something crazy and bombastic like what I tend to do, and then find out later that that was just really not a good plan, not a good plan, not a good look, not a good look for you as an employee or whatever. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. But anyway, I've always lived my life this way, just off the cusp, in the you know, just trying to do the best that I could with what is, but it just doesn't really work. The office environments and just generally life in general is just far more robotic, I feel. And so yeah, it's for some people it just really doesn't work out so well. It just really doesn't work out so well. But anyway, how you all doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic break. Hopefully a lot of you guys are having a break, and hopefully we won't need to go to school and all that stuff. The bustle and hustle and bustle of the regular things is not going to be so for a little while, which will kind of make it a little bit more difficult for me to do, excuse me, some of my live streams. Excuse me. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch of other things that I'm planning to do, and most likely will not be able to do as well in this particular situation, because I'm probably going to be doing most of my live streams from the kitchen or the garage, wherever I can hang out from. It's not as easy to do stuff out there in the wild when there's always something to do. And you would think that because it's vacation time that there wouldn't be so much to do, but there usually is. So anyway, this one cool thing. I love flying blimps. Although one thing that I am struggling with is getting it down. If you use this thing here, it'll go backwards. And this, I'm not sure what that does. Maybe it brings it down. I am on 0 throttle right now, so it's kind of just hanging out there in the middle. If I press throttle, it's going to have throttle. You can try to aim it down and give it throttle. And if it's coming down real slow. And then, it is coming down. But it's coming down real slow, as I said before. One of the cool things about blimps is they're so bouncy. they're not gonna cause any damage anywhere or anytime soon. They're just really cool to look at. And I remember there was one of these episodes from 3D printing nerd Joel telling where he was collaborating with this company, and they create 3D printable zeppelins or whatever you call these things. Look, that's really cool. It's got Horizon Hobby on it right there. Okay, got caught. This is probably the best that we're gonna get here. And oh, that goes backwards, and that goes the other way, and this goes back, and this goes this. I don't know. Anyway, so this is probably the best you're gonna get as a landing at this point. Wait, is there a throttle cut? Anything like that? No, anyway, that's fine. In this case, it's good because it can't go anywhere. It can't rise any further than it does. You can go backwards, you can go forwards. But it can't really get away from you when it's stuck underneath a bench like that. So let's see what else we can fly today. I don't know if I've gotten completely stuck at that point or if we're going to be able to do better. Here's another fun one. I think I've flown this one before too. This is throttle. This one, unlike the other one, all it requires is a little bit of throttle and it'll just go up. And it is very easily controllable here. It looks like Leonardo's da Vinci's, one of Leonardo da Vinci's machines. Very cool looking. It may be gas powered. I don't know. But it's very, 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 very docile. Very, very easy to fly this thing. Wow, it's really fun. Really fun. So again, if I wanted to, I could climb really, really high if I wanted to. Or I can bring it down low. And let's see. This could be one for the trash can landing. Let's see. This could be one for the trash can landing. I'm bringing it down a little bit more power on the throttle. You got to go up a little bit more. Turn. Again, it's very docile, but the difference between this and drones is they cannot really be completely still, and they kind of drift more, simply due to the way that they run. It's coming down a little bit. You cannot really give it a lot of motion without starting the propellers. So we're kind of there. It'll be pretty difficult to just get it right. And if you've ever remote controlled a boat or been on a boat, it's a little bit like that. It drifts a little bit further, which is why it's so difficult. A lot of the times you see those really cool yachts or those cool cruise ships. You may not think so, but it's really, really hard to control those things, and you need a whole crew of people like piloting those things in order to to make sure that they dock correctly. Simply because the water does not have the same kind of friction as you get when you are remote controlling an RC car or something. It will drift further than you expect, so you have to account for that. And when you're directing or doing stuff with such a large ship, it becomes very challenging. Come on, we're almost there. Oh, overdid it just a little bit. We were very close, very close. And again, this is a good exercise to do anyway, just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Right now there is no wind causing interference, so that makes it easier to control, yet still not doing too well at it. And we're very close to getting right on there. But I overdrifted to the other side now. It takes really a lot of finessing. Come on. Come on. Come on. And now I've overshot by a mile. Just a little bit. Come on. Touch the trash can. Oh. Touch the trash can. Come on. I feel like SpaceX is trying to dock one of its station things in space, and you got to get it just right, or you're going to damage the ship, which costs a lot of money. A lot of money. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make it. Unless it's like just right. Come on. So you just keep circling and circling and circling, and eventually you might get it. But not today. So let's see what other cool things they have. That's really cool. I love that. I've never flown anything this funny looking and cartoony. Oh, but it's really nice. It's really nice. It's also quite forgiving. Maybe it's because it's a biplane. I don't know. Whoa! Whoa! How cool is this thing? This thing is really cool. I love this thing. Let's see how high we can go before losing it. Not bad. Again, this is not unsafe. So if I lose it, it's because it's not unsafe. Whoa. Okay, come back to me. Lift! Lift, by golly. Okay, so let's just lift it up gently and see if we can do a nice and controlled landing. Earlier, I lost control of the plane altogether. I was going too fast anyway. What was my problem there? I was going too fast. This thing glides. Amazing. I wouldn't have thought that it would glide because it's got this funny looking, and it's got a very, very nice bouncy tires. Oh. What? Was there actually something that I could hit there? And that's one of the glitches that I've seen here. You see this? There's things here in the back that are just floating in the air. I don't even know why those are there, but they are. And somehow I just slammed into one of those and it exploded. Not sure why that would even happen. I love this plane. It is so cool. It's so relaxed. It just glides. It glides at almost no throttle. Just glides so well. I don't know, again, I don't know if it's just because of the video game or whatever. But look at that. I mean, that was a horrible, horrible landing, but it took it like a champ. Touch and go. Up we go. Flare a little bit. Man, this guy's got the best landing gear in a while. Just keeps taking it like a champ. Look at that. That was not again. None of my landings were decent. This takeoff was pretty good, but let's say if I wanted to just land it again. Look at that. Lands. It just lands. Beautiful. It's a beautiful landing gear system. Even if you land on one of the two front wheels, it still kind of takes it like a champ, and it like harriers a little bit. Okay, I've destroyed it now. That's my bad. But really cool plane. Really cool plane. Oh, okay. Camera's gone off to its own thing. This is the thing with the Vilta. This is the thing with the Vilta. It travels. It travels on its own. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So This is so phenomenal. You need like no runway at all. It just takes off and it lands like a champ. Might be one of my favorite planes now. I wonder if this, again, I don't know if this thing is still being sold out there, but let me tell you something. Even without safe, and I'm not in safe. Oh, I just said it. I just jinxed it. That's what I did. But I'm just saying, even without safe, so long as you kind of can keep it in a straight line and don't do that, and hit a pole that shouldn't exist. I'm not even sure why that pole exists there. But anyway, as I said before, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to jinx it as I do. But look at this. I did... Okay, well, again, if it was super rough, you would break it. But this is a Marco Reviews kind of... You see, if you do that, it's going to break. But watch this. I'm going to do a loop. And wow, touch and go loop. And then we're going to veer off to the right gently. Come back, flare, 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 flare. Oh no, over flared. That's okay. That's okay. It still lands like a champ. Look at that. Let's do that again. That was fun. We're gonna go fast. It takes off with no runway, pretty much. You can do a loop. You overloop it. Okay, I'm not good enough to do a touch and go there. Turn it around. Gentle, gentle, gentle. A one thingy touch and go, and then back up. Then we can go around here. This is me, okay, guys? This is me, guys. One of the worst pilots in the existence of pilotry, if pilotry was a thing. And here we go. Look at that landing. I love that thing. And we can get back up in the air. Smooth. Smooth. Whoa, little thing there. Loop-de-loop. Oh my God, this is one of the coolest planes I have ever flown. It is just so forgiving. Okay, so forgiving. So why don't we try... There's almost no space in this thing, right? There's no space. We can try to do an inverted control. Whoa, look at that. That's so cool. Inverted pass. And go back to normal, because otherwise I'm going to crash the plane. And then we're going to do an inverted again. Yeah, buddy, look at this. This is so fun. This thing just goes and goes. Oh, until I crash landed. Okay, but still. Come on, man. Is this cool or what? I love this thing. What's it called? It's Stitz Sky Baby. That's right, Sky Baby. Love it. So cool. Let's see, what else can we fly today? I'm still really, I think one of the most difficult things for me is to land on water. So whenever I see the RC sailors land on water, I'm like, whoa, guys, you guys got skills. Those are skills. And who else? The two brothers radio control. I've seen them land on water. That's crazy. That's crazy. You basically drive it or sail it like a boat, and then it goes in the air. I don't know. Let's try this one. It's another biplane. Let's see how. Oh, this is gas powered though. Feels like it's gas powered. Let's see how forgiving it is. Not as forgiving as the other one, but the cool thing is it's got smoke. It's got smoke. It's definitely too loud to fly where I'm flying it now, and I destroyed it. Not forgiving at all compared to the other one. Let's chase that tram. Oh, I can't even get it off the ground. I'm gonna chase that tram, and I can't get it off the ground. So no, guys, this is a whole new level of difficult. So the other one, super forgiving. Now I was just trying to see if I could chase that tram thing, that Metrolink or whatever. Whoa, epic explosion. So this is cool. I'm not saying this is a bad plane. Definitely not saying that's a bad plane, but I just compared it to the other one, and the other one is just like so easy to fly. If I wanted to do like, I could still do stuff with this thing, but okay, come on, inverted. No, see, I can't get away with half of the stuff I was doing with the other plane. Not with this one. Let's try this cool little, cute little Cessna thing. Let's get it up there. It's got a bit of a bounce. I'm not sure why, unless this is supposed to be like, is it supposed to be like sandy runway? I can't really tell. Or is it like cementish beige thing? Anyway, this one is quite controllable. It is beautiful. I love this thing. Oh, I love this thing until I get close to the ground. Let's see. But I destroyed the tail there. That's pretty bad. I shouldn't have taken off like that. That was a horrible takeoff. But let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Bring it back to me. Sing it back. Bring it back. Whoa. And the tree had the D factor again. No, that was my fault, though. Can't blame the tree for that. Come on. Yeah, that was a pretty nice takeoff right there. So I was trying to do that thing that I did before, which was pretty nice. Turn it around and then level it off. Now we're inverted. We're inverted, baby. Oh, I couldn't pull out of that fast enough. Just couldn't pull out that fast enough. But if we, it's not a fast takeoffer, if you will. It will not take off fast, but it is more controllable than the other nitro plane that we just tried earlier, the red one. And if I wanted to chase after the thingy-mapoodle, I could, but it would be difficult. Let's invert and up. No. So yeah, I'll tell you, this one's a little bit easier to fly than that red one. It does require a little bit more runway in order for it to lift. And you could scrape that tail on the liftoff. So those are my thoughts on that. But it is cool, guys. It is cool. It looks great in the air. It is more controllable than the red one. Let's see if I can bring it back now. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Doo-Doo. Wow. You can do some really fun maneuvers with this, and it is... Oh, D-factor. No, I want to stay here. I love this place. Let's go see what else we can fly. Oh, we haven't flown this. Have we flown this? Maybe we've flown this a couple of times. Nitro plane. I like this one too. This one is also pretty forgiving with that tail. With the tail wheel. It's forgiven until you hit the building. Let me do that again. This time, remember to steer, brah. Okay, here we go. That's me steering. Steering. Yeah, love this thing. It does not do as well as the other one. You do need to have a full throttle on this in order. It is, okay, the biplanes are great. This one is not so great for the controllability. Let's see. Let's get it up. It's up. It goes up slow. It turns on half throttle. You got to be like on full throttle to get this to be able to do things that you want. Like I was just doing things with the Cessna, and I was like half throttling it everywhere. This you need to be full throttle in order to be able to really get the maneuvers that you want. So that was not the maneuver that I wanted, clearly. Let's get something easier to fly. That looks pretty cool. I don't know, not feeling it. Have we done a tricopter yet? This is tricopter. How does it go? Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Okay. Let's see how smooth it is. We'll test it. We'll do the trash can test. Trash can will tell you if it's smooth as you think it is or not. If you can pull off the... well, you got to be close enough to the trash can to pull off the trash can test. Okay. I think we're there. Turns out he's not. We're there, but not quite. Still a little bit further down. Why is it going that way? Oh, gosh. Really? The thing with this tricopter is you can't really tell where the front, where the rear is and all that jazz. So how far am I? Very far. But if I want to go there, and I'm still a mile off. Like, what? This is the thing. I should be able to walk over there because I'm a person and people can walk in real life. To be able to tell how far I am from this object. Get down. Oh, now I overshot it again. I swear I was right on it. Okay, now we're right on it. Come on. Come down, buddy. Land. Land! Look at that. Perfect landing. Perfect landing. Giovanni Giorgio was nobody. Just kidding. That was just a Giovanni Giorgio moment. Love this thing. Pretty cool. Only issue that I have with it, as I said before, is you can't tell where the front is. Maybe paint the front with, you know, I mean, it has this red on there, but it's not enough. Hold up a sign or something. Hold up a sign to tell you which way you're going. This looks pretty fun. Let's try it. Let's try this thing. Super bouncy on takeoff, but it goes up pretty well. Does not require a whole lot of anything to... Whoa! That was my bad. Okay. When you do, one of the things that you'll find when you invert, it gets kind of touchy. Some of these birds get touchy. Wow, I saved myself out of that. That was crazy. That was crazy talk right there. That was crazy talk. What a bird. What a bird. This one is easier to fly than the other one. But again, I wouldn't chance it too much because it's not like that awesome cartoony looking thing. That thing is so forgiving. So incredibly forgiving. This is not as forgiving, which is why I'm not sure if I can land this thing. I mean, I can definitely fly this thing, no problem. But can I land it? And that is going to be the real... That's going to be where the truth is in the testing there. Can I land this thing? And maybe I can, but it's going to be hard. Oh, yes, I can land it, but it's bouncy as you are seeing right now. It's super bouncy, and it does not, once it gets down, it doesn't want to stop bouncing. It just wants to keep going. Again, this one also pretty flyable. You don't have to be full throttle for this one, and it turns well. It turns well for sure. And there's that Vilta. There's that Vilta going on vacation again. It goes, okay, brah, I'm gonna just go on vacation and not be centered anymore. It just went on its thing. So that's that. Like this plane. What is it? It's called Twin Star. Twin Star, cool plane. Like it. Let's try You Can Do 3D. Can I do 3D? You can do 3D. It tells me that I can do 3D. How well can I do 3D? And that depends on how well you can do 3D. I just did a was that a knife edge thing with a super loopy doop? And no, I can't do 3D apparently. Or you can't land 3D. You can do 3D, but you can't land 3D. That's what the next plane. If I had a Marco Reviews plane, that's what I would call it. You can't land 3D. It's true about everything. True about everything. You can't land a 3D plane. You can't land a 3D job. So there you go. Whew. Dang, brah. Dance, brah. Okay, let's destroy the copyright on this video by saying dance, brah. You get extra points if you can figure out where that bit of the song comes from. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments if you can figure out what that came from. And then I'm gonna do the other one that's my favorite these days. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Something about rooting for the anti-hero. Anyway, you know where that comes from? I don't know. It's a pretty catchy tune though. Pretty catchy tune. Pretty catchy tune. Let's go inverted, baby. Let's go inverted, baby. And then let's pull out a loop like that. I love that how you can do that so easily with these 3D planes. You can go inverted, and then you can just pull out of the loop. Try doing that with some of the more complicated planes. Oh my gosh, you got to be like on full throttle to do like a trickster McDoodle thing like that. Ooh, did I destroy the front of the plane? No, it's still flying. It's okay. Okay, now I tanked it. All right, so let's see. Let's fly the you can't land 3D. Oh no. It turned into you can't take off 3D either. You can't land 3D. Okay. D factor accomplished. All right. So this time we're going to land it, okay? Okay, we're going to whoa, the D factor was close there. No. I'm just going too fast. That's the problem. Going too fast. D factor. D factor initialized. Let's go. Okay, so now we're just going to take it easy. We're not going to get the tree. We're going to take it easy. We're going to flare like there's no tomorrow. And now we're coming in for a landing. Yes, we will. We will land this thing. I promise you, we're going to land this thing. And if I make a promise, I'm going to break it. Of course. All right, let's try this again. This time we're going to... This time we're gonna land it. No, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Okay, we're gonna land it this time, but we're gonna land it the other way. We're gonna go this way first, then we're gonna lose sight of where the plane is because we do that, and then we're not gonna land it. Okay, let's try it one more time. I can't land this thing, guys. I cannot land this thing. I can fly it. I can knife edge it. I can loop it. I can invert loop it, but gosh by golly, I cannot land this thing. Okay, I've landed 3D planes before, but not this one. This is like something else. Okay, I can land it. Believe, I land it, but you can land it with. Can I land it with one bit on the bottom there with one wheel? Can I land it? Oh look, I landed it. With one leg, on one leg. All right, and with that, we're going to leave it on a high and change planes. Oh, it's a biplane. It's a biplane. Once it gets up in the air, it goes bye, goodbye. Loving it. Really docile compared to the other one. But can I land it? That's going to be the question. The question that we're all wondering is, can he land this one? And I think I just did. I can bounce it off things too, and break the propeller, but I can land it. The other one was just unlandable. Okay, so let's go up. Then we'll turn, and then we'll relax into a landing. No, not like that. That's called a nosedive. So be careful with this plane. It is slightly front heavy, so you got to flare a little bit more with this one in order to keep it down. Otherwise, it'll do special tricks. It'll do a trick landing like that one. So I can land it, but I have to watch out for that trickster thing that it likes to do. It's got very small landing gear, which doesn't make it easy to land compared to the... It's nicer and easier to land if they have a nice, large landing gear. Ooh, I'm going to play with that one. But first, excuse me. What's the name of this thing? Ultrafly Radix. They A lot of people talk about the Radix being amazing. Radix having a lot of cool planes. Again, I don't know if the Radix is still being sold on the market today, but this is rather cool, and it did not die. It did not die. How? What? It is pretty forgivable. With this thing, I can do an inverted flight, an uninverted, oh God. Is this still gonna fly? This thing might still live. That's unbelievable. Maybe it's because it's so extremely light. Kind of liking this thing. Kind of liking this thing. It turns really easily. It feels really, really light. I'm under half throttle and it's just doing anything that I want it to do. No problem. Like knife edge. Turning it around. Turn it back to me. Oh, that was a nice landing. An accidental landing at that, but it was a landing and it's still going. What the heck? How are you still flying? How are you still flying? I smashed the prop into the ground. Still flying. It's very forgivable. This thing seems to be really beginner friendly, if you will. Look at that. Smash it into the ground. Okay, what now? I capsized it. It won't fly any further than that. Well, you guys know how much I love these things. These things are epic. Probably destroyed it before I even started it off. Okay, let's get off the ground. Up we get. Oh, how cool is this? Right in front of the train. So cool. You have that in the backdrop coming on. And relatively hard to fly, this one, as I said before. But it seems to be very forgiving compared to some of the other helicopters. It tilts funny. It tilts funny. That's the thing that I don't like about this one. It tilts funny, and once you tilt it, it's harder to regain the control that you want. Come on, stabilize. Forward just a little bit more. Again, all these things you can get used to the way that they fly, and they'll fly just a little bit different, each one of them. And some you're going to be loving the way that they fly, and some of them you won't. This is a pretty big bird. Okay, turn it. And we're going to try to lift off backwards because otherwise we will smash into that thing, and we overdid it. Come on, one more time. Up we go. What we're going to try to do is go up, just playing, just like we're playing pool. The idea is going up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what happened there. That was the weirdest thing ever. It went up straight, and then it just flopped. I don't know if that was a wind gust or not. Maybe it was a wind gust. I don't know. But it just lost power and went down. So I don't know what I was doing there. Let's try another military helicopter or something else. Let's see. I do love these things. And the cool thing about these things is you don't need a whole lot of space because they climb vertically and then they land vertically. So then I tried this one a couple of times. It's pretty cool. Heli. And this one is really fun. It's really fun. It reminds me of some of the good old war movies and stuff with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. But it's got a different color scheme to it, of course. Those were slightly darker colors on that one. This is more. It's got more grays on this one, and it's a lighter green on this one. I was a big fan of some of the old Apache and other kinds of helicopters that you would see in movies. Really fun. Anyway, loving this thing. Unless I defactor it, and I did. Man, I damaged the tree. That was bad. Anyway, cool, really cool helicopter. You see that they keep coming down there. There's just some glitch there with the real flight evolution. And I'm sure that in your version of the video game, it doesn't have that problem. But I just attract these things. They just show up on my stuff all the time. They just show up on my stuff all the time. Look at that image. Cool helicopter just swooping down. Up. Come on, man. You can make it. Right over. Come back to me. Come on, come back to me. Here it goes. Nice. Nicely done. Right on top of me. It's just aiming at me. It's got those guns. It's got those guns. Oh, I crashed it. That's one way to land it. That's one way to land it. All right, let's see what else we've got. Again, love this game. I mean, this simulator. It's not really a game. The cool thing about this thing, as I keep telling people, is the ability to go from this onto then flying the real thing. And I had to see it for myself to see if it was true, whether it would work or not. But again, I also had a little bit of experience flying all kinds of other stuff. But I did find a very good transition, especially if you're flying. If you get one of the ready to fly kits, you get the Aero Scout ready to fly kit. It comes with this cool remote, or you get the Habu or Habu. I don't know. Everybody calls it different. I like to call it Habu. So it reminds me of Aladdin. So yeah, if you get one of those cool things, there's also a yellow plane. I can't remember the name of that yellow plane that you can get. Like, it's ready to fly. The cool thing about getting the jet, the Habu, is it comes with one of the simulators with it. It's not as fancy and as cool as this simulator, but it comes with one. So come on, you can't really, you can't really do much better. You can't really do much better than to buy a jet and having a simulator that comes with it. I mean, that's just cool, right? That's just cool. So that's one cool thing right there. The Habu. The Habu. Wow, look at this. This is really easy to fly. I don't know if this is sold anywhere. This is cool. This is really cool. It's forgiving. I just landed it twice. I know I leaned it against the trash can, but that's just me doing the things that I do. Can we fly inverted with this thing? Maybe we can. Let's invert it. No, you can't. Oh, yes, you can, but it takes a really long time to invert. So by the time you are inverted, you probably will have crashed the thing. So don't do that. But it's beautiful for landings. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. Let's see what it's called. It's the 1903 Wright Flyer. Beautiful. Okay, move on to the next one. Man, this is cool. It looks like something came out of Halo or something. It's another one of those. Oh, and I just destroyed it. Well done, Mr. Mark Reviews. Anyway, so ooh, it's not that easy to fly. Okay, so it's another one of those Osprey-looking vehicles. It is not that easy to fly, which is why I'm terrible at it. I mean, I can no, yes, no. I was about to say, yeah, I can fly it, totally. Yeah, it's difficult to fly in this configuration. Let's see what happens if I just switch it into... No, you can't. What? You can only fly it in this mode? Oh, buddy. Dang, what the... Whoa. What did I just see? So if you... Man. Okay, this is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. I guess it's nitro powered or something. I don't know. You flip this switch over here. Shebang, and it just flies. The second you hit the throttle, it just... Okay, don't do that. That was stupid. Let's try it again. Shabamly bam, it starts making smoke. It turns into like a ski thing. I don't know. Unbelievable. So you can fly this thing. I mean, you can. I don't know if I can bring it back now. That'll be an interesting thing to see. Which way did it go? I can't see it. I lost it. Oh, there it is. Oh no, I saw it again. I broke it. Okay, it's over there. So I thought I had it under control, but I was wrong. You can lift it straight up like that, and then it pitches back, so it's tail heavy. And then smack it into the other mode, and then fly it like that. But I don't know what I'm seeing. It's rather small. So what I'm finding out is that because it's rather small, and it doesn't have a nice red or different color in the front, it's hard to tell which way it's facing and what it's going to do. And it is rather floppy once you lift it. It is rather floppy in the way that it's I don't know, it's very, very difficult to control. Hats off to anybody who knows how to fly this thing. It looks absolutely amazing. But if I was to buy it, I'd probably end up putting it as a shelf piece because it's really not easy to fly. This looks like a land in the water kind of thing. The Aero Cats. Oh, okay. And no, that's not how you launch it. How do you launch it? How does one launch you? Not like that. Doing all kinds of stuff, but nothing is launching it. Do you need to launch it? I don't know. What launches you, brother? What launches you? That doesn't launch you. This doesn't launch you. This doesn't launch you. This doesn't launch you. This doesn't launch you. Usually it's one of these. I've tried all the switches at this point. All the surfaces work. So yeah, theoretically it should, but it's not launching, and whoa. Okay, never mind. You launch it, but forget about it. Okay, so you launch it by pressing reset, which is really stupid, but anyway. You launch it by pressing reset, and it goes, oh my God, it goes at like 1,000 miles an hour. So maybe just put it like on half throttle, somewhere like a half throttle, and then launch it, and that should be enough. We're already inverted, which is not good. It's not good for me. It's not good for me. I'll try it again. So somewhere between, yeah, just get it a little bit, just under, look at this. That's all you need, really. It just goes crazy. Okay. That was not enough throttle. Just a little bit more then. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to show you real close. So look at this thing where it is. It's not on the middle one, just the one below the middle one there. Let's see if that works. And then we launch it, and up we go. It's almost got an unlimited climb out of the gate there, and I'm not using much throttle at all to get this thing to do stuff. And wow. Okay, very difficult to fly, guys. Very difficult to fly. Maybe it's not required to land on water or whatever. It's very aerobatic, but it's for the people who love planes that go fast. That is not me. I mean, I do like fast planes, but I want to be able to go from 0 to say like 25% and then have it so that it's sort of controllable. And then if I want to be able to add the speed later. I don't want the thing to go 1,000 miles an hour right off the bat and then not be able to control it and then, ease into it like a lot of the pros. The pros can do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. Maybe in 20 years I'll be able to do that, but not now. So I'm not going to do that now. Let's do a loop. No, the wrong way. I was like, let's do a loop, and I went the wrong way. So up we go. And now, if I'm high up enough off the ground, don't do it this high. It's not good enough. I'm about there, and then I'm going to try to do a loop-de-loop. And then land. No, that didn't work. So some of the helicopters are not good for that. Or you need to be far higher up off the ground in order to catch it. Oh, gosh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Are you excited? Excited about this cool thing? This is one cool craft. One cool craft. Unless you're in the war zone and it's coming after you. If you're being chased up by this thing, I don't know. There's no way you can hide from one of these things. So. But as a toy, gosh, is it cool. It is so cool. It is very cool, except I know I'm going to destroy it now. Oh, look at this image. Look at this image. It's just so cool. The train, and I'm going right on top. Very cool. Don't do that in real life, kids. It's dangerous, and it's just plain stupid. Don't do that. It looks cool in the movies or in the video games, in the simulators. Just don't do it in real life. Don't do it. Don't do that. Plus, you're going to freak out a bunch of people that are on the train. They're going to point out on the thing. They're going to say, oh, no, that's horrible. Are they trying to, is that the military trying to come after us or whatever? And then it's going to be bad. It's going to be a court case. And then they're going to create more laws, more anti-laws against people having a good, fun time and enjoying the hobby. So don't do that, kids. Let's try to avoid as many things as possible so that we can have and enjoy this amazing hobby. Yeah, come on. Let's go, brother. I love this thing. Brothers and sisters and everybody, let's enjoy some amazing flying. Look how cool this is. This is just amazing. I love this thing. Land it. Ooh, it lands like a champ. That was a really bad landing on my part, but it landed like a champ. And just in case you were wondering, yes, you can destroy it. Watch this. If you're stupid or not very good, you can destroy this craft. So it's not like I just picked the best craft out there and it just indestructible. No, this is really it's a good helicopter. You can keep this under control, even if you are sort of somewhere between beginner and intermediate. You can fly this thing. Again, is it easy? No, that's a helicopter. And it's not in safe. I'm not flying it in safe. So it's not easy to fly. But it is flyable. Some of the other ones I was flying before are not that easy to fly. This one is relatively easy to fly. Let's see if I can do that thing that I talked about before. But we gotta go like up a lot. And no, I'm pitching the wrong way. Sometimes that'll happen to me. All right, so let's see if I can do it now. We're doing it. And no, that was bad. Let's try it again. You got to go high up enough so that you can catch it. And this bird is really, really good. So I'm thinking that maybe if I do it just right, I can. And I kind of did it. Kind of did it, but not very well. So it's a good chance I destroy this thing now. But it would be nice if I could not destroy it, but I did. Anyway, really cool helicopter. Let's see what it's called. AH-64 Apache. See, that's the one that I was talking about, the Apache. Love this. Very cool. Again, very cool unless it's chasing after you. So let's try not to buy these things and then fly them in the wrong places and aggravate nice people. Wait, is that... This is a Texan. This is an Endeavor. The Texan. This looks a little bit like a Trojan, but it's a Texan. So let's not get them confused. Let's use a different color scheme to fly it. Whoa. All right, let's do the B-22 Mitchell first since it's here. So I don't have to chase after and figure out where it is later. And then we'll go back to the Texan. I do want to fly the Texan because it looks a little bit like a Trojan, but it's different. And I want to see what that flies like. This one flies pretty well. I'm gonna tell you. I'm below full. I'm below half throttle, and it's relatively easy to fly, except if you do that. Let's try this again. Let's get it up there, and then relax and make a nice relaxed turn. Lift that front, 0 throttle, and I've missed my chance to land, so we'll try one more time. And again, 0 throttle. Oh, I don't know why those things are there, but they are. And I forgot they were there, so I keep forgetting there's stuff there. Let's try that again, but this time we're going to go the other way. And up and left. And down. And relax it. Bounce-city bounce. Okay, well, it's very durable. Clearly that was a horrible landing, but it took it like a champ. And yeah, I do like this thing. I like this thing a lot. It looks cool. It flies well. And it is relatively somewhere between beginner and intermediate level, especially if it takes things like this. If it take a landing like this in real life, it'll be good. It'll be good for you. It'll be good to you. It won't just be good for you, it'll be good to you as a pilot. And I can invert in and out of the flying inverted pretty easily. Oh, and then, okay, that was too much for it, destroyed it. But yeah, it's a cool plane. All right, so we've tried this one. Just so you guys, in case you guys want to buy it, if it's still available online, who knows? I don't know. The B-25 Mitchell. Now let's go back and see if we can find the Texan. No, I went forward. Oh, but I do want to fly this too. This looks cool. Let's go get the Texan. Here we go. A little bit different color scheme from the Trojan, so you won't confuse it too much. You won't get too confuzzled. Very cool plane. Again, did not need that much runway. It flies pretty coolly, if you will. Can I land this thing, though? So again, if I was to build a plane out there, I would call it Can't Land 3. That'd be a pretty cool name, although some people won't buy it because they're like, nah, Can't Land 3D. But it's probably better than best 3D lander or something, because like best 3D lander, people are gonna be suspicious. Why are they using best in this? Or the coolest, whatever, and then people are like worried it may be like a scam. Can't Land 3D would be a pretty good name for a plane. Maybe somebody will do that, or maybe I will create one someday. I'll build my own plane and I'll call it Can't Land 3D. Look at this thing fly. I love this thing. So yeah, I guess it flies very much like a Trojan. It flies very well, but it's a Texan. Who knew? Who knew the Texan plane would be so cool? It's just really cool. And look at that. It landed so well. Always watch out if you want to overturn, because when you overturn it, all these planes, it's just a matter of how these things are created. They're not RC cars. You can't. They will experience tumblage. Oh, that was not a good landing. So anyway, like this thing, the Texan. No, get out of there. I don't want you. Dang, brah. Okay, I'm gonna have to use hands. Sometimes don't use the controls. Just go with your hands, and sometimes it's better to do that. Anyway, I want to find that plane that I saw. Is it? It's not the Avistar. I'm going to go with the other version that looked even cooler. No, it's not. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is the one. I was like, I can't find it. Can't find it. It's right in front of your eyes, buddy. Just open. Just take a second and just look. You'll see it. It bounces off a lot. It takes off funny, and the D factor was immediate. So, okay, let's try this again. It's one of those planes you look at it and you're like, whoa, that is the coolest thing ever. But can I fly it? And the answer to that question is obviously no. It is interesting. It is interesting at the very least. It's got potential, as in, like, if I can get this off the ground, maybe I can fly it. Here we go. I am having to fly this at full throttle, and I'm not having a lot of luck. So this, guys, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I want to buy this thing because it's so incredibly cool looking, it is. I would have to agree with you. But you're full throttling it to just get it up in the air. It is rather difficult to get up in the air and control. But once you have it up there, it's still difficult to tell what you're doing. I kind of have it under control now to some degree, but I am having to hit that throttle hard. Now I'm at 0 throttle. Let's see if we can come in for a landing. It glides pretty well now at no throttle. So it is very strange the way that it flies. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm going to say that it is just very different from what I've ever flown before. And I'm trying to get used to the controls here. Maybe I can land it. Come on. No, ran out of space. So I can kind of understand what's going on here. It takes a long time to get that throttle going. Once you get to speed, it will want to climb. It'll bounce like crazy. Then you want to ease off of that throttle. And then you can control it. I'm controlling it mostly with the right stick here. Just doing angle turns. Yeah, it's quirky. It's quirky. It's not my fave. If you compare this to that one that was like really cartoony looking, this is also cartoony looking, but it's just not the same. So the Texan was great. That one is not so great that we just saw there. The BDFJ whatever, 5J anyway, not the best. I'm wondering if I should try. This one has this one has a fly bar, so it's going to be more stable than the next one, theoretically. Let's try. The fly bar less sometimes are not as stable, and you can do more crazy trickster stuff with them. Oh, and this is gas-powered, I guess. Gas-powered. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I will definitely... Maybe not. Will I crash this thing? Maybe. I'm going really fast. I'm going really fast right now, which I don't like. I just want to hover. Okay. Not my favorite helicopter. We're not going to overdo it to Bell scale. Bell 222. It's okay. It's not my favorite. Let's see. What's a fun thing to fly right now? This will probably be the end, guys. I'll fly one last thing for you guys, and then, or maybe 2 last things. The Globe Master. Let's see how this thing flies. It looks rather cool. The Globe Master. It's got some triangular things going with it, and what the heck? That was only my fault, 100%. Couldn't blame the plane for being anything at all other than me just screwing up that. Okay, it requires a lot of power. Requires a lot of power to make the turns. And I guess it is very, very front heavy. That's what I've noticed. But I destroyed the land gear and it's still going. So it seems to be pretty durable when you hit the ground. Let's see. Let's try for a landing. Turn and lift that. You have to give it a lot of power to get that front up. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Is it front heavy? And it is. Watch this. If I lift, I have to give it full throttle to lift that front. And when I am up, actually it's not true. I was lying to you guys. You don't need to do that much to keep the front forward so long as you are at full throttle. It's just when you're trying to do those swooping turns. It's just when you're trying to do one of my regular swooping turns that I like to do. So once I get up there, if I want to turn, I have to keep that front really high up and sometimes add a lot of gas in order to keep that steady. And once the nose of the plane goes down, it is hard to catch it and to bring it back up. So just something to think about. Oh, this is cool. Let's do this one. It's small though. It's really small. Really small, but rather controllable. So that's good. No. I was about to say rather controllable, and then I ruined what I did with controllability. So, come on. Okay. Okay, no. Calm down. Calm the heck down. Calm the heck down. No. Just no. Land it. Destroyed the landing gear? No, it's just doing something else. Let's try that again. It was fine the second I put it up in the air. And then I started doing stupid things with it. Bring it to me a little bit so I can see you better. And then go right, and then go left, and then go right. And then just stabilize. Stable. Overshooting. And left and back and front, forward. Left. And I was just there. Come on. Can we lift it up? No. Now I've destroyed everything. It's pretty fun. I like this one. This is mostly due to my poor skills. It is definitely controllable and a lot of fun to fly. What in the heck is that? It's like a missile. This thing has 3. The Dornier or something is maybe it's a French plane. It's got 3 motors. Dornier Do 24 ATT. Sponsored by AT&T. It looks really cool. It's rather large. It takes a long time to take off. Once it takes off, it dies in air. What? Am I just seeing it? Was I just seeing it wrong? Let's try it again. Full throttle. It bounces around a lot. It does pick up speed and then lift. Okay, that was a better lift. Does it turn though? It stalls like crazy. It likes to stall. This thing likes to stall. You're on full throttle and it still likes to stall. It flies rather slow, which is fine. But again, you have to fly at full throttle. It's got 3 motors, which makes it very heavy. I guess. One would assume. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting craft. It's an interesting craft for sure. So give it a lot more runway. Eventually it will take off. Try not to hit the trees. It goes up like a giant. It feels like a giant in the air. It's not the most gigantic plane, but it feels like a giant in the, like it flies like an elephant in the air. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, guys. It feels like an elephant in the air. You can still knife edge it, no problem. You can probably invert it and fly it still. And one of the cool things about this thing is it flies really slow. But can I land it? And that, my friends, is going to be the trillion dollar question. Because no, I can't land it. I can hit the side of the thing, destroy a wing, and have it plummet to its death. It's an interesting Dornier. Oh, is this another? This could be another Harrier kind of thing. Does it lift uply? Let's see. It does lift. No, it might not lift uply. It does something else. I don't know. It flies differently from the other Harrier thing. It does something else. I don't know. It's flying really interestingly. Not hitting a lot of throttle there. And it's rather controllable for a jet. And I destroyed it because I got confused on which way it was going. So anyway, it's a little bit strange. I had to flip a switch in order to start it. So just so you know, you have to flip a switch. It gets very easily confused with the buildings. So I can't really tell which way it's going. I couldn't tell it was coming to me. Okay, it looks beautiful, but it's not my favorite color scheme because let's see if they have it in a different color scheme. No. Oh, yes. But this one is not the Dornier. It's a Douglas. Anyway, I'm guessing it's the same thing. Wait, does it lift this way? This one is different. You have to... One wants you to do one thing, one wants you to do something else. It's a little different. I don't know why. Either way. This is slightly easier to see. So this thing is the on and off switch, this thing here. If you do this, I think it shuts off the engines. No, it doesn't. I don't know. I flipped the switch earlier and then it did something that changed its opinion or its ideas on what to do. I don't know. It's a really cool plane. I can fly it when it's right up there, no problem. It's a little bit harder to bring back down to the ground. I'm on 0 throttle now, so I'm just seeing what it can do on 0 throttle. And it is quite controllable on 0 throttle. It's not like some of the other planes. It flies like a smaller plane, although it's rather big. And so that was a terrible landing, but it is, I guess it could be landed. I could land this, maybe. It takes a long time for the throttle to go, so you have it on throttle, and it doesn't immediately start whooping. It's fast, but it can also fly slow. So I'm quite liking it. And again, with this pattern, I can see it better than the other one. Maybe it's just me, but I can see it better. I feel more confident in what I'm seeing and what I'm doing. So that's a good thing for me until I do that, because I put it in a tough spot. I put the plane 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 pretty cool. I gotta tell you, it's pretty cool. I can't land this thing either, so this might be another one of those can't land 3D. Flight. Oh, I love this thing. Let's see. All right, we'll just end on this one. They have the UMX, the really small ones of this, which are really cool. I would love one of those things. They're really cool. Again, I would love it if it were already set up, like ready to fly. The fact that sometimes you have to figure out what to do with a doobly-doo, it gets on my nerves a little bit. But you know, it's the nature of the hobby. In some cases, you don't want to have like a million remote controls just laying around in your house. So the idea of eventually getting used to changing out those things is important. So, I mean, that is the one thing that you got to get used to. But again, one of the issues is I don't know if it's true or not, but some of those ready to fly remotes that you get from Horizon Hobby are not configurable or rebindable. I don't know if that's true or not. But if they are, then I could just use one of those and attach it to the UMX. I just don't know if that's something that you can do. So maybe if you are in the hobby and you've done a lot of that cool stuff and you have the answer to that question, you could put it in the comments. Can you bind one of those? Whoa, I love this thing anyway. Oh, power's about to go. So this is going to be the end of the live stream, guys. We're going to move on with a bunch of things that are going on in the day. I hope you guys are having an amazing holiday season and everything's going great for you guys. Before we leave, as I always do, I'm going to thank Horizon Hobby for sending me this awesome thing with the Real Flight Evolution. Don't forget, they also have the Real Flight 9.5S, also very cool. But this version that we're flying today is Real Flight Evolution, which I really like a lot. As you guys notice, you know, I get lots of laughs, lots of fun times, just turning and trying out a bunch of different things. So it's really cool. I can highly recommend it to you guys if you guys want to try it. But if you are going to buy it, please do buy it with the remote because it's almost hassle-free in that case. If you buy it without the remote, you have to buy your own remote and figure out how to configure it and all that stuff, which could be for beginners a big hassle. Just get yourself the one with the remote. It's worth it. Awesome. Anyway, so again, if you haven't registered your products, you can do it at this website over here, horizonhobby.com.register. The other good news that I wanted to talk about is that Horizon has sent me a new battery for the AeroScout. So that's cool. I haven't had a chance to do a proper live stream for that. I've got to do that on a quad live stream. So, but yeah, just wanted to do this thing real quick this morning. Just get into some stuff and just shoot the breeze, as one says. Just shoot the breeze. And so thanking again all the awesome channels in the back there. They always provide so much fun insight on so many different products and things, and keep me happy. So before we leave, I always like to do this. I don't always get the chance to do this, but I'm gonna just show you guys some of these awesome channels a little bit closer up. Look at that. OC Rocks USA, rocking a bunch of this, all a bunch of really fun things going on. And with that, and also over here, and also over here. There we go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Stay epic.